This is Get to Know the Royals. Mike Foyles here with the new head women's soccer coach at Queen's University of Charlotte, Shannon Neely Noel. In her first season, just hired January 28th. Well, first thing, this is the first time we got to meet. Well, welcome to the program. Welcome to Charlotte.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
Well, you come here, you got a whole lot of collegiate coaching experience as well as club coaching experience. You played at Ohio State, a three-time all-conference performer in the Big Ten. I'm kind of curious about how this opportunity sort of came into fruition. Was becoming a collegiate head coach after being a collegiate assistant, an associate head coach, and then you were kind of managing your own club over on Long Island or in Long Island, however that works. But was this sort of a plan that when this opportunity came up, you're like, I want to be a collegiate head coach?
It definitely played a part in it. It was more about the university and the program itself. I was made aware of Queen's University of Charlotte a few years back by a mentor of mine, and she recommended at that time that I look at it because she thought my values and who I was, what I wanted within my coaching space, aligned really well with the department here. At the time, personally, I couldn't take advantage of that advice. So when the opportunity came back around this year, I jumped at it 2 feet in, kind of harassed a few people, said, hey, look at me, look at me. I think I could bring a lot to the program. And as was proven true during the interview process, I really feel like I'm going to get a lot out of being here as well. I've had a wonderful run in the athletic space, worked with a lot of fantastic people, and really I'm just excited about starting this new venture here and paying forward all the great things that have come my way from people who've led me over the years.
Yeah, and to that point, when I was kind of reading up on you before this interview, like every place that you coached at, particularly collegiately, was very successful. From your first stop after being really good at Ohio State, Grand Valley State, they're national champions in D2 09 2010, and then Northwestern Big Ten champs, and then you were associate head coach at Fordham. I would imagine that there was plenty of lessons learned from coaching under some of those people that you got to just sort of take it all in from and learn from. And I'd imagine at this stage in your career, probably more ready than ever to take on and lead your own program.
Well, I hope so. No, as I mentioned, I mean, I truly fell in love with the sport during my time at Ohio State. I was a part of a team that was twice Big Ten champions, once in the regular season, once during tournament play, and got to play under a coach who's still there now. And she's just doing extraordinary things in her longevity there with the Buckeyes. Starting out my collegiate coaching career, I jumped in with Grand Valley State in the Division II landscape and worked with two fantastic coaches that, like you said, you just learned so much from great people. And we were able to accomplish a lot in 3 short years there that I was on their staff. I still consider them good friends and peers of mine, and I enjoy connecting with them whenever we get the chance. Following that, I actually got to move back to Chicago, where I grew up outside of in the suburbs, and spent fantastic years working with Coach Moynihan and Niklich, and also other great leaders in the department too. I'd be remiss not to kind of reference the admin and taking note from what they were able to accomplish and build during my time there. If you really look at the growth that Northwestern has had over these last 2 decades, let alone these last few years, it's really quite an extraordinary place. And then moving to Fordham, it's always wonderful to be in new places with new people because you can take lessons everywhere. So everywhere I've been, every stop of the journey, there have been great people that I've gotten to learn and work with. And I do think I look at every place that I've been, even most recently working with Coach Fry at Long Island Soccer Club and within her program and what she's done there and accomplished, everything has helped me be better and more prepared for this opportunity to go full force. Because once you're in it, there's no stopping. You just got to get on the train and keep it moving forward.
Yeah, and I mean the next place that you're in, I understand you're in Charlotte now. You're hired not too long ago, January 28th. Have you got to have some time with this Queens team? You know, taking over a Queens team that's coming off a lot of success, particularly in the last 2 years, including this year, second round NCAA tournament run, SAC championship appearance in the final. Have you gotten to, what are your first impressions of them? Because this is a team, they're going to lose some players, but they got a lot coming back. So kind of get the train. You'll have a little more cards to deal with than some other head coaches.
Yeah, I really have to take a moment to recognize Coach Haywood and her staff, um, and and the coaches that came prior to her. I mean, I think there's always a lineage that is built from one year to the next. But when you look at what Coach Hayward was able to do coming in at the front end of COVID, and what she and her staff were able to accomplish and build within the short time that they were here, but also in terms of their on field success, is really something fantastic. I'm stepping into a team that, like you said, had some great momentum coming off of both the seasons in 21 and are really eager for the next step. So it's been a lot of fun to be on the field with them because they're excited. You know, being in a space with young people and young athletes that are eager for more makes it that much simpler for me, because now I just get to steer that energy instead of trying to pull it out of them, and they have it in spades. As you referenced, we've graduated a few really talented players from previous rosters, but there's a lot of talent within those younger classes, and many returning that have a lot of previous game experience as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a great group, and they've been fun to cover over the last few years. And you were a goalie in college. We've had a pretty good goalkeeper here, Erica Turner, and I believe she's coming back. So I'm sure you'll enjoy coaching them and coaching her. And steering away from soccer, I know you had a bachelor's of science industrial design and bachelor of arts in fine arts. I just saw like that was something that you like to do on the side, like freelance artist, graphic design. Is that something you've kind of done on the side as well? It's a lot of things you've been doing. But,
Yeah, just like you learn lessons from people, I think you can pull experiences and knowledge from every space, and a little bit of my creative background. I think I've just realized it's more about a thought process, how you engage in problem solving and creating. We've been talking a lot as a team, and especially with some of the older members of the roster right now, about what kind of a foundation we're building towards fall and what kind of a legacy they want to leave as they are entering their final season here at Queens. It's really important, to be able to take those lessons, connect things, create things. Definitely harks back to some of that work in the
Mhm.
arts field and industrial design. And then in a very direct way, I do enjoy the fine arts and bringing that piece in, whether it's, logoing our gear up and making sure the players feel very special in what they're wearing and feeling good in the Queen's brand, or working in the graphic side, as you referenced. Today's social media sphere is so important. So being able to start with that content once we have the means to will be something that I draw on. And it's a lot of fun. It's something that brings me joy still.
That's awesome. What's your favorite part in this short time that you've gotten to sort of spend a lot of time, to spend like half your time in Charlotte? What's your favorite part of
Mhm.
maybe living in this region?
Oh, well, the easy and maybe cheesiest answer is the people. Everybody at the university is extraordinarily kind. It's almost amazing to me when I meet somebody new. They'll spend a couple minutes just trying to convince me, like, how can I help? What can I do? What can I be assistance of? What can I give to the program? And that's everyone, no matter if they're in athletics, the professors, everybody's just really excited about the work that we're doing here at the university. And that has showcased immensely. Again, when you're around great people, it makes your day fantastic. And then in a city side of things, I love a great meal. And Charlotte has some fantastic restaurants and neighborhoods to take advantage of when it comes to that type of thing. So the city has been wonderful, but the people itself have really been the big standout.
Yeah. Well, we're happy to have you here. We're happy to have you in Charlotte. I went to Illinois in my undergrad before I
Hey,
came to
there you
grad
go.
school at Queens. So we got some Big Ten back and forth. I spent some time in Chicago as well.
There you
But
go.
it's been awesome to talk to you. This has been Shannon Neely Noel. She's the new head women's soccer coach. We're all excited to have you on board. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mike. Go Royals.